welcome back to the Calgary Tech Talk podcast. First off, Carl, we have to really rethink this because I lived in Calgary. When we started this podcast, you lived in Calgary. Now we've got to think this through again. Is it still the Calgary Tech Talk? We still have ties there, right?
We have very strong ties in Calgary. Like CTECH is still a Calgary company. That's where the head office currently is, and is right now. And yeah, it's still the Calgary Tech Talk podcast for now.
And my company was born in Calgary.
Yeah.
It was hatched there, and as an adolescent, we moved to Toronto, and as an adult, now we're looking out the window at a torrential downpour. But
yeah, but also, with the modern workplace, is like we can go anywhere.
I was just talking to somebody today, Carl, in DC,
mm-hmm.
and he came on and he said, "Hey, we're 3 foreigners on this call." Oh, so where are you guys from? I said, "Well, I'm from Colombia now." Oh, I love Colombia. I went to Cartagena years ago. I absolutely loved it, and I want to go back again real soon. And we got talking and sending some emails. Because I always get people to talk to people before I sign them on, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I got thinking, the next time I go to Cartagena, it's going to be for 3 months. Because with the modern workplace,
we don't care where we actually are. And just today, I was actually working on this massive, I think we're at 27-page RFP for this incredible opportunity that we're going to grab probably end of this month. And I realized that I'm currently in Nanaimo, BC right now, working with 3 other guys simultaneously on this massive Word document. We're putting in pictures in there. We're copying in new solution packages. We're automatically regenerating the table of contents. And everyone has their own little spot. And also the comments. We put a comment on a section sort of thing, and that comment automatically gets emailed to the right person. Say, hey, you've been mentioned in a comment. Click here to go find it. And I realize right now that regardless of where you are and what you do, you're able to do your work efficiently, effectively wherever you are. I didn't even know I was actually in Nanaimo. I thought I was at my office having my VCIO next to me, my service desk manager next to me, my account managers in front of me, and my techs around me. It's exactly the same.
Well, look at us. We're on total opposite ends of the continent right now.
And didn't we just say that your weather's different than my weather? Like, my rain's going to last like 6 months, while your rain basically life-shattering torrential downpours that could probably kill people with your hurricanes. And we're still on podcasting.
20-minute spurts and then goes away. It looks pretty grim out there right now, though, looking out the window. Because I have the window facing and got no houses next to me, so it's over to the orange fields down across the way. And yeah, it's raining pretty hard right now.
You have rain? And you're basically on the other side of the continent right now. I'm on the extreme opposite side. I got smoke.
We're like diagonally across from each other. You're like in one corner, and I'm in the opposite other corner down here.
Exactly. And we're doing this podcast in real time, and it doesn't matter where we are.
About a place where we used to live.
Exactly. About a place where we used to live. Exactly.
Yeah.
It does take motivation sometimes.
It's crazy, isn't it? All right. We're on this kick. We've been on this kick with the modern workplace, and you and I have different opinions. I agree with it, but I'm not as much in love with the terminology.
Yeah.
As some other propeller head geek guys are, but I understand the point. I mean, you and I talked today about ways that I could even better serve my clients using, the technologies we're on right now.
Exactly. Yeah, and it just takes that one little realize that. Hold on a second, I can do that now. I never realized I could. And it takes us propeller heads and us geeks to say, guess what, guys? The window's now open. Check this out. It's really, really, really cool.
See, here's what I think. I think I could sell modern workplace better than any IT guy.
Yeah, because you're a marketing wizard, and we basically can do it.
Not just that. I now have practical experience. So before COVID, up until like the end of February, I used to travel all the time to go see clients.
Yes.
Let's be conservative. $5,000 a month in travel costs. Let's be conservative, right?
That's conservative, exactly.
Some months were lower, some months were higher. I mean, whatever it is. Let's say 5,000. I haven't been on a plane since March the 10th.
Oh, shocking state of affairs that is. Besides COVID, but the thing is, at that time, you realized that you had to change. You had the catalyst to do something different, and you basically talk to your propeller heads, say, "Hey, geeks, what can we do to fix this?"
So
And they said,
let me get my handy dandy phone out here, right?
"Yep,
So that's okay. That's no plane tickets and that's no hotels. So maybe my Delta Sky Miles is taking a bit of a kick, and my Marriott Bonvoy is getting a bit of a kick. But who cares? My bank account is not getting the kick, right?
that's the main thing as well."
So how long have we been locked in? 6 months now?
Oh, that 6 months or so.
I mean, it's pretty bad. I have to use a calculator for this. But that's $30,000 I'm saving.
How about that?
That's 30,000 US dollars. So that's like $1 million Canadian dollars.
if you round up a little bit, yes.
Yeah.
But now let's take a look at impact. You have stopped spending $30,000 into the economy right now, which hits the hotels, which hits the like transportation, hits the Ubers and taxis out there.
Of course it does.
Yeah, exactly. And right there, so basically, after COVID sort of thing, when things go back to normal in a way.
But electricity killed the horse and buggy in the power, for power generation, and the water wheel power generation. The internet killed HMV and all the record stores that we used to go to.
So true. And now
people have to adapt.
Yeah, and now with the modern workplace, you see a lot of these corporations that require people to walk past. If I'm reading the BBC News yesterday, they did an expose on this subway system in Toronto, where it's downtown core, high-end, extremely high-end shops, and they rely upon the traffic that the subway system gives them, so that the executives go off the subway, park their Benzes, whatever sort of thing, the Porsches, walk through this area to the high-rise buildings. And right now they realize no one's walking anymore. No one's coming here anymore. I have the product that they want. I got the services that they need, but there's no more traffic. And right now they're realizing that.
Where's the traffic's there, but where is it going?
Exactly. It's one, staying at home, like you right now, realizing, hold on a second, I don't have to go to an office anymore. Two, they're realizing that I need to go to the office maybe a tenth of the time, maybe half the time. So if there's any walk-in traffic, it's like the last thing we want to do basically is stop at a store because there's no one in the office anymore.
Well, here's where the traffic is, Carl. I look over my desk. Oh, the dogs need some food. Amazon.com.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I want peanut butter. Amazon.com, right?
Yeah. I look over here to my Amazon Echo I have right here. Oh, I got the yellow light. I have a package that's delivered. I actually walk outside. I walk to my front door and pick up the package.
I think I just heard mine chirp at me in the middle of this rainstorm.
Nice. And that is where I go. That's all that I need. I'm effectively able to run a multi-million-dollar IT firm, a business, from anywhere I want to without actually having to drive to the office anymore, having to do any of the stuff. And in fact, I challenged my staff, a month ago? I went to LinkedIn and took a picture of me in my hammock on my back deck with my laptop on my lap.
Yeah.
And I challenged myself, saying, you know what? I find going to the office a complete utter waste of my time. It is expensive. It's not needed. Embrace the modern workplace. I challenge and I'm the CEO in a hammock, telling my staff to do exactly the same.
Yep.
And you know what happened? They did. They went to their desks. They went to their cafes, and productivity didn't drop. It stayed exactly the same. How about that?
We talked about that before. We also have the right people, because I know if I did that, I probably have a drop of productivity because you don't have the same people. Some people thrive better in an office environment because they need to be supervised.
Some people need that.
Yeah. So I mean, I think there's a blend for both, right?
Exactly. And you know what? I'm gonna say this. I just let go a very awesome tech, 25 years of experience. He was able to build infrastructure from the ground up, like multi-level RAID systems with all the NAS's SANs feeding into data centers. He was a master at that. But then I realized, hold on a second, I can't use his skill sets anymore. He couldn't adapt to what CTECH needed in a tech.
That's normal.
It is normal. And when we sat down with him, like he's pushing retirement pretty soon. His skill set is still valid, but he realized that he needed to have that office space. He needed to go this certain speed, and he couldn't adapt. Unfortunately, I just hired on a new person that replaced him that's half his age, half his experience, but he was able to adapt to the new technologies faster than he was.
Going back to Colombia, right?
Colombia.
But you know what? If I ran into a guy who understood Facebook advertising, but he lived in Cartagena, Colombia, and I can hire my number one web guy is in Latvia. I talked to him.
Amazing?
I talked to him
Yeah.
on Skype, and if I need to join a company meeting, he joins in on Teams. But I chat with him on Skype for chat because he's not on my domain for my mail. But and Harley is in the Philippines.
He's a fantastic, talented individual. Has been with you forever. And now also look at it this way. Remember, like Canada, US was actually.
I've never met these guys face to face.
Yeah, that's true. And, half the jobs right now are being outsourced to India, right? Because they have.
Not so much because India is getting expensive.
Exactly, but right now, look at it this way. I can hire on anyone anywhere in the world to do the job just as effectively, in most cases, as a tech can.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be India. It can be anyone right now. Because
so let's go back to something we talked about a few weeks ago: the re-ruralization of the economy.
Re-ruralization, and I'm gonna say
now that really talented. I have a really talented individual that lives in a town in New Brunswick with 900 people in it.
Yeah, and what's his cost of living? And
what's his nothing?
Exactly, and his lifestyle, phenomenal. He eats lobsters every single day.
I don't know about that. You live in middle of nowhere, New Brunswick.
No hurricanes. It's a plus, right?
I guess it's the same with me living in middle of nowhere, Florida.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. He can choose. He can choose to stay next to his family.
Exactly.
He can choose to basically get up and look at the ocean, have an ocean point view in a big house if he wants to, in a place that's affordable to him.
But this is funny though. You look at Toronto's real estate sale; they're still going through the roof. Like people are still moving into the cities too. But who's moving into the city?
Exactly. That's the $1 million question.
Yeah.
The people from the city are realizing that, hold on a second, I pay $1 million or $500,000 for a small apartment.
Yeah.
I can now go to a lake that has a beach and have a house right there, and my boat with my own wharf for the same amount of money, and yet do exactly the same thing. And my neighbor is basically not the next apartment, like open my door, walk across the hallway, and there's my neighbor. I can now walk across my yard, down the driveway to meet my neighbor there.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have the same job. I have a different lifestyle, and I have a choice of how I want to live.
Well, Carl, I don't know.
How crazy is that?
I know you're a little further ahead than I am in this, but I got 18 months left in my lease, and that 18 months can't come fast enough.
I know. Just imagine having that capital cost of every month dangling over your head while you're making someone else rich.
Yeah.
And paying into a lease something that you're never going to own, and realize, hold on a second, I can save like $5,000, $10,000 a month into my pocket, and have the right staff. Like you have 18 months to get the right staff to work remotely.
Well, Ulistic is moving to Miramar, Florida in 18 months.
Miramar, nice.
Because I have a client there who has 3,200 square feet of office space that he's only using a quarter for, and I said, I'll rent an office off you. All I need is a physical address. I still need, because the U.S. Homeland Security still requires me as a foreign business to have a physical brick and mortar building. I don't know why, but they still require that. So I don't know what that is. Did I lose you, Carl? I think I lost Carl, everyone. I don't know if it's me.
Off.
Oh, Carl's back now. There you go.
Carl's back. Yep. And you know what? Canada Revenue still requires faxing of documents. You have to fax this. Like, are you serious? Yeah. And the thing is, you know what? CTECH is down to a PO box right now. We have no need for an office.
Yeah.
and just don't care. Why would I choose to have an extra capital expense when I have the right staff that hate going to the office, when I can have a leaner, meaner, more effective business and save my
And
time
save
on the
yourself a
commute?
couple grand a month in office space.
Exactly. And all you gotta clean it, wear and tear, and stuff like that. You gotta go to it,
You got
drive
to
in
put
traffic,
you got to put
work.
computers in it. You got to put an internet service, so it ends up costing you a lot of money near the end there.
Exactly, exactly. And you know what? That was good year ago or 2 years ago. Today, guess what? The people who are realizing that's not cool, like you, or an astute business owner, realize that. Hold on a second. I can reduce my operation costs. I can reduce my capital costs. I can switch to just subscription costs, and I can make my business better. It's almost a no-brainer. And we're saying who is right now leaving Toronto, who's leaving Calgary, who's leaving Florida. It's the people who actually actualize this, and they're going to be the business leaders of the future
Mm-hmm.
because they're going to basically say, you know what, I can take on this other IT firm that's 10 times my size, but he also has 10 times the amount of overhead, and I don't.
So let's expand on that a little. How does the IT landscape change when you have nobody going to a physical office? So how
I,
do companies like yours, Carl, continue to support customers when people are not going to the office?
you know what? I wish I could tell you because nothing's changed on my aspect. Because honestly, a tech wakes up. He
I
has a screen.
I get how you do it, but if your customers are not in the like not in the, they're working like you are, like all your customers.
Exactly. Yep. So simply, we have unprecedented remote access over every system that is corporate related. But not only that, the majority of the work that we do is not on the physical devices anymore. We project out with Windows Virtual Desktop to their phones. My
Mhm.
phone's right here because my background to their phones. Their complete desktop. They plug their phone into a pair of monitors and they're now working.
So the landscape is going to switch from on-premise based stuff to all VDI technologies and all that stuff like that.
Exactly. I was lucky enough to be invited down to the Microsoft Executive Briefing Center, where the Microsoft CTO came up to us and basically held out his phone saying, "We're getting rid of Windows 10. Windows 10 is not our North Star anymore.
Teams
Teams is
is
a
yeah.
North Star." Exactly. And that's going to be on any device. We're going to be completely agnostic about you can have a Mac, you can have Android, you can have iOS, you can have a Windows, even Windows based, and it's just going to work. So now take that in mind. That means the amount of corporate desktops you're going to need is minimal. You just need a Chromebook or a phone to run AutoCAD or some
Yeah,
massive
exactly.
processing power. And as internet speeds increase, right now in Nanaimo, internet speeds are gigabit up and down, or a gig and a half down and a gig up. That's standard here now.
Mine's 25 megs up, down 3 megs up.
Yeah, you gotta move to Canada badly. And now with that sort of thing, you know Stadia, the Google little Xbox sort of
Yeah.
wannabe in a way, it's just a controller, and that one controller is able to stream real-time video games in 4K. It's processing all the power in Google servers, throwing it on your TV set, your 50-inch TV, 60, 70-inch TV set, and you're playing in real time. All I did was take that technology, put it to an application like AutoCAD. So no more workstations on your desktop anymore.
Hmm.
You have your phone, a higher powered phone sort of thing, that's able to stream pictures in real time, and you now have your CAD station via your phone anywhere you are on the plane. If it's gigabit, that's a little bit pushing it, but at your home and in a hotel, don't care.
And internet speeds on airplanes are getting better all the time too. All
Exactly.
right, Carl. So lots of exciting stuff going on. I'm happy I'm 51 years old and getting to the tail end of my career.
Looking forward to
Then
the actual retirement.
I can just sit back and enjoy this, and
It is. I watched all the other guys going, yeah, I was there when it came in, but you guys were there when it was
well,
fashionable.
you know what I'm noticing though. here's what I'm noticing. I'm not noticing a lot of young guys getting into our careers. And like all the guys running IT companies are 40 plus.
You think? Yeah, I guess so.
I don't see any young guys. Like when we were young getting into this job, like we were the young guys, like 30 something years old.
25, 30. I started when I was 39 years old. 30 years old.
I don't see the younger generation starting managed service provider. Maybe they know something that we don't know.
They are embedded in the new technology, while we're the old guys right now, adapting to the new technology. Maybe the next big threat.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, maybe a conversation for next time, Carl.
I like it.
All right,
great,
folks,
Stuart.
thanks for joining in on the Calgary Tech Talk podcast. My name is Stuart Crawford, formerly living in Southwest Calgary, and my partner, Carl Frankson, who also formerly lived in Southwest Calgary. Now we're scattered all over the world. But Carl, always a pleasure to catch up with you, my friend.
Likewise, Stuart. Have a great day, buddy. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you later. See ya.